We'll be also be beaming our light into the election in Nigeria. In the next 12 to 11 days, the people of Ondo State, Southwest Nigeria, will converge on their polling units to cast their vote this time around to vote for a governor for another 4 years. It is either they elect the incumbent governor to continue, or they elect one of the candidates in the other political parties that will start up from where the incumbent governor will leave. So the Ondo election is quite interesting. The INEC chairman is already in the city, in Akure, the city center, that's the capital of Ondo State. And today he launched the bimodal voter accreditation machine, that's the BVAS machine that they will be using for the election on Saturday, 16th November 2024. But time will not permit us to go get the INEC chairman's speech at the moment. We'll do that towards the end of the program. But let me just tell you that we have with me right here at the center of Akure, where it is happening, very close to the INEC office, the candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party. I have joining me here, OLUGBENga EDEMA. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Jema.
It's not been easy, I'm sure.
It has been very
what can you tell us about the contest, the electioneering and the campaigns?
Before I go to the contest, the electioneering campaign, let me remind you that there was a kind of debate that was supposed to be set up yesterday. And we know that one gubernatorial elections campaigns are set up, supposed to accommodate every candidate that desires to be there. Unfortunately, the one that was organized by Channel Television and some individuals excluded all the other candidates except APC and PDP candidates. And we know this is a syndicated, syndicated debates. Because usually when the debates are organized, even the one that happened in Edo State, you saw that it accommodated everybody, and for those people who decided not to come, it was their own cup of tea. But we know that this one was syndicated because they didn't want to meet people like us to debate with them. But by and large, we are still enjoying the campaign. Now people are yielding to our request because we have the best in terms of a manifesto. We have promised them free education at all levels. We have promised them free health services. We say we want to make our cities functioning and sustainable. We also talk about the ability of the young ones to tap into their God-given talents for us to be able to help them develop these talents so that they also become stars in their own rights. And we're also talking about women empowerment. This we have done before and we intend to do. And again, before we go on, we also know that the Supreme Court has ruled on the issue of the local government autonomy. But it's not sufficient because the money coming from Abuja is just one of the sources of revenue for the local governments. What about their markets? What about the signage? What about tenement rate? Which hitherto were within the purview of the local governments. We are going to return this to them because that's the only way we can fight poverty in this land. Those are the things we are talking to our people about, and they are beginning to see the vision that we are different, and it's working for us.
So you think on the 16th of November, the people will come out, not minding the power of incumbency in the state and that in the federal?
In fact, thank you very much because you have mentioned this issue of incumbency. The incumbency factor itself is an albatross for APC and its candidate.
How do you mean?
Because the people are suffering, the people are complaining, everybody is hungry. So I don't see them going out hungry and say they want to continue to sustain that government that is causing hunger in the land. So it's an albatross, and that is what is working for us because they can't trust that government any longer. They cannot trust their gubernatorial candidate, but they can trust us because they know our pedigree, and it's working for us. And God is on our side. God is God's own project anyway.
So what you're saying now is that aside the PDP and the APC factor, the NNPP is an alternative. Is that what you're telling us?
In fact, let me tell you, one of the reasons they don't want to see us on the ballot was because they knew that they don't have a candidate.
But you are on the ballot.
And they didn't want it. That's why they don't invite us to the debate they are doing.
No, debate has nothing to do with
the
ballot.
No, I'm only saying they didn't want us to be on the ballot. To be on the ballot, there were a lot of politicking that went into it. You know, I was in APC. I had complained to them before in APC that they won't have a candidate if they did not do the right thing. Unfortunately for them, they did not do the right thing. So, in the eye of the law, as I'm talking to you, APC does not have a candidate.
Really?
I'm telling you the truth. So go ask them, they know it. As I'm talking to you right now, there's a case between Agbola Ajayi of the PDP and the deputy governor's candidate of APC. What is his name? Whether it's Jackson or Adelami, I don't know what exactly to call him. But I know he bears Jackson Owolabi Adelami. He also bears Adelani Owolabi Adelami and some other names. It's similar to what transpired in Bayelsa when the deputy governorship candidate of Leon cost Leon the mandate, of which was validly given to him by the people of Bayelsa. But because of this technicality of not being sincere, infidelity, it happened that at the end of the day, their candidate was disqualified. It is not different from what is happening between Agbola Ajayi's of PDP and also the deputy governor's candidate of APC. And that's one of the grounds. The other grounds, INEC has written that they did not conduct a valid primaries.
But they're on the ballot.
It doesn't matter. If INEC refused to do what it's supposed to do under Section 84(13) of the Electoral Act 2022, the court will correct it if there's need for anybody to go to court. Unfortunately for them, we will not be the one to go to court because the people of Ondo State are looking for us. But peradventure, I'm only telling you, pre-election, they don't have a candidate. Even after the election, if the case has to go to the tribunal, they also do not have a candidate on these two major grounds.
It is people like you who are in the contest that can sue.
Agbola Ajayi is in the contest, so he's suing already.
Are you relying on the PDP candidates?
No, we are relying on what the law says and what the court will say. For example, if the court says, oh, APC is no longer on the ballot by reason of the fact that their deputy government candidate has given false information to INEC, that means once they are not there, I will now know that my opponent is Agbola Ajayi of PDP and some other 14 political parties. So the issue of incumbency, which is one you hammer so much upon, will no longer be available to APC because PDP is not in the government.
So why do you think the people of Ondo State will vote you?
1, my pedigree. 2, God says so. 3, God, number 1, because nobody gets anything except it's given to him from above. And I believe that there's a God that rules in the affairs of men who gives power to whomsoever he wills. He has done it in Nigeria before. He did it in Zamfara, in Matawale case. He did it in Diri case. He did it in Yahya Bello case. So my own case may not be different. It won't be different. But that is God. Then the people of Ondo State too, they know my pedigree. I'll be chairman of Osopadec and they knew what I did. I'll be a member of the NDDC board. They knew what I was able to do. I was in the Ondo State House of Assembly. And when everybody sheepishly were going to PDP in 2014, I went to APC. And God smiled on that. So I walk with God's guardians. And that God has not left me.
So that means there's a divine...
Exactly.
Divine prophecy that
I'm the next governor of Ondo State.
So what's your message to the people of Ondo before I let you?
We have said them, we have a 7-point agenda because we have a manifesto. We are the only group that have a codified manifesto, which we are reduced to 7-point agenda. We have released one of the items on the agenda today, which is free education at all levels. And we have told them that the money for free education is all there. For instance, the federal government through UBEC has subsidized primary education, even up to JSS3. We are now saying that 2% of our capital, any capital project awarded in Ondo State, 2% is taken away from the contractor as tax. It has been there. But what happens to this 2%? In any case, if you look at the budget of Ondo State today, including the supplementary budget that this government has taken to the House of Assembly, it's about 400 billion naira. So as a 50-50 ratio of capital and recurrent, that means we have about 200 billion naira worth of capital project in that budget. Right. And that's about 4 billion naira. So to do free education, therefore, the issue of money is out of the only because they have not set their priorities. We know that once we do free education, when we do youth empowerment, we will have nothing to do. In fact, there will be less of security risk in the land.
Okay, you just heard from the candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party. He has spoken. We'll also be having time to speak with other candidates before the election, before the last day of campaign, which is Thursday, 14th of November 2024. Like I told you, INEC chairman and the INEC team are already in Akure. Within the next few days, there will be the conduct of the accreditation, mock accreditation, which will take place on Tuesday, and on Wednesday the stakeholders meeting, and on Friday will be the signing of the piece of code. So we'll cover all this, and we'll bring you day-to-day experience in Akure before the election. So just keep tab with us. Tomorrow is another day. We'll also be taking briefly on the US election and also come back to Undo and do other business of the day. Until tomorrow, follow me on X at EG or Savo. Good night.